This week we're watching an animated 1971's A Christmas Carol.
To Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
You will be haunted by three spirits.
I think I'd rather not.
I'm Christmas present. Ho, ho, ho.
You may be a bit of undigested beef, a fragment of an underdone potato.
Scrooge is getting worse.
Bah humbug.
As we said at the top, this is the 1971 animated A Christmas Carol, directed by Richard Williams. And this is one of the most serious films we have looked at. It is the only version of A Christmas Carol to have ever won an Oscar, and it clearly deserves it. Its runtime is only about 25 minutes, but it may be one of the most visually faithful and genuinely frightening adaptations of Dickens we've covered so far. It also has a major connections back to the 1951 Scrooge, because Alistair Sim returns as the voice of Ebenezer Scrooge, and Michael Hornder returns as Jacob Marley. Alistair Sims originally portrayed the 1951 version, which is widely regarded as the golden standard and the most definitive performance of Scrooge. When you think Scrooge, you're thinking of him. So, even before we talk about the animations, this version has already inherited a subtle authority to it. And it does really well at maintaining that serious, authoritative feel. One of the most notable things about this version is that we don't actually see Marley's death at the beginning. And that's worth saying something, because this version includes almost everything else in the novel. But it does move quick. We're in London, we're with Scrooge, we're in the counting house. They quickly get through the early scenes, with Scrooge stealing a lot of dialogue. The donation collectors barely get into the room before Scrooge is already supplying them questions and answers before they can ask them.
But are there no prison? Yes, I know. You'll tell me that many can't go there, and many would rather die. Well, we'd better do that than decrease the surplus population.
The adaptation is compressed, but not casual. It feels like Dickens boiled down with only the most pertinent parts remaining. And then Marley arrives. This might be one of the truly terrifying versions of Jacob Marley ever put to screen. Even the house itself feels haunted. They use strange angles up from the rafters, looking down on Scrooge as if the heavens themselves are watching him. And then Marley reminds everyone that this is truly a ghost story. The same visual intensity carries on to The Ghost of Christmas Past. This is where I want to pause and really go into detail about the description of The Ghost of Christmas Past. In the book, Dickens writes,
"It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so like a child as like an old man, viewed through some supernatural medium which gave him the appearance of having receded from the view and being diminished to a child's proportions. Its hair, which hung about its neck and down its back, was white as if with age, and yet the face had not a wrinkle in it, and the tenderest blooms on the skin. Its legs and feet, most delicately formed, were, like its upper members, bare. It wore a tunic of the purest white. It held a branch of fresh green holly in its hand. But the strangest thing about it was that from the crown of its head there sprung a bright, clear jet of light, by which all this was visible."
Reading the whole clip, you can see that this is one of the few adaptations that truly tries to show the Ghost of Christmas Past as described in the book. They don't make it a child or a ghost or a floating image. They try and capture it literally as the book shows. Whenever the ghost moves, it's like something that really isn't defined in real space. Flickering, stretching, shifting, gliding through the film, like a candle spirit thing it is. And that's, again, why this adaptation is really very special. And then we can talk about the movements of Scrooge in The Ghost of Christmas Past from one scene to the next. Normally they're used as a basic transition, getting it from one scene to the other. This version makes it a moment. They go as far as adding the sounds of fast-beating heart to make even the audio an element of fear. They really show the complete story of the Ghost of Christmas Past and present. We get Scrooge at school, we get the Cratchits, we get Tiny Tim's, the warning about ignorance and wants, and even the remote Christmas scenes. This is only the second version we've ever covered that includes the lighthouse sequence. Most adaptations cut it because it does not really advance the plot, but Dickens includes it to widen the meaning of Christmas beyond Scrooge's narrow circles. This version makes room for that even at 25 minutes. One of the ways they maintain that runtime is by using animation to really tell the story. Just look at Scrooge's childhood days. We start seeing his dreams, his fantasies. We see all the books he read as a child that impacted him. And then we quickly follow that child as he ages up, so we can see where Scrooge started to where he ended in just a flash of a scene. And that's really well done. Then comes the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And again, the film dives into horror. The visualizations become darker, stranger, more skeleton. Gone is the cozy Christmas card Dickens. This is judgmental, fear, and consequence. It shows the terror before you get to joy. It removes all music from the scene, just focusing on the intensity of it. And when Scrooge begs to change, his performer, Alistair Sim, gives the moment real force. It is a man who has seen where life is going and cannot bear it.
Good Spirit, assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life.
But then the end is very compressed. Scrooge wakes transformed. He himself goes to get the turkey. And we don't actually see the Cratchit family or Tiny Tim or anything like that. Just a quick scene of Bob and Scrooge the next morning. The narrator tells us that Scrooge
was better than his word. He did all he had promised and more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father.
And the emotions are released there, but it is a little literary and less dramatized like everything else. It's not really trying to expand into a full movie, it's definitely trying to compress it into a moving illustration. Honestly, the best way to describe this version is it feels like the book was opened and the original engravings were taken from that book. It's dark, sharp, ghostly, fast, and genuinely beautiful. And with that, we can close the book on the most hauntingly beautiful version of A Christmas Carol. Talk to you later.
Now just go, but be here all the earlier the next day.